Clutch Trucker filmed before a live studio audience. Rusty, the only dog I've ever known that's made entirely out of meatballs. Right? Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker channel. Well, let's see, here I am at a little gas and sip. They have these things in Kansas called 24/7 convenience stores that have some truck parking, and I'm at one in Waukene, Kansas. On my way to Loveland, Colorado. Got a delivery tomorrow morning at Sam's Club. I delivered there before to get me home is what this is doing. So my daughter just got back from her basic training and then immediately to her career training thing in San Antonio. She's all done now. So I'm going back so I can see her and the rest of the family. So that's a beautiful thing. So main subject of the video is I almost crashed. Yeah, kind of frightening. It happened yesterday in, I guess it was Indiana. Rain pouring down. Typical frickin' Indiana. They got some of the worst roads in the country in the first place, and some of the worst road construction and road construction policies. Traffic is coming to a complete stop because it's going down to one lane up ahead. Well, they didn't put the signs back far enough. They don't have a cop out there with the flashing lights. They don't have a Care Bear out there or anything. No, so you come around this corner and all of a sudden everything's coming to a stop, and it's raining and I'm empty, which makes it much worse. You say why? Those of you new to trucking or not familiar with trucking at all, when you're pulling an empty trailer and you have to slam on your brakes, it likes to hop because the brakes lock up on the trailer, so it's going to hop and pull to the side. Now, if you're on rain, ice, or snow, then it's going to hop and slide. Now you can't tell, I'm going to show you some video here. You can't tell in the video, it doesn't look near as bad in the video as it really felt like. It felt like one of those staining the seat moments, you know what I'm saying? You know, as a truck driver, as a trained truck driver with a lot of experience at this point, I've been doing this 10 years, you're always looking for an out. You're always looking for a way to avoid what's in front of you. And luckily there's a nice wide shoulder to my right. So when my trailer started hopping, which you can't tell in the video, and it started sliding, my truck is sliding on the rain on the roadway because I'm empty, don't weigh much, so I'm sliding pretty easy, just as bad as a four-wheeler. I aimed to the shoulder to make sure I didn't hit Schneider in front of me. What the fuck? I think I'm empty. Jesus. Well, that was scary. That's why you always got to be paying attention. Thank God there was a wide shoulder for me to go to. I think I still would have cleared Schneider, but that was frightening. So, you know, we always have those moments out here, one of those, oh, well, that was fun moments. I almost died. As I always tell my wife, I'm avoiding at least 5 accidents a day out here because I'm paying attention. And that's how most accidents happen, or wrecks. I don't like to call them accidents because accidents implies, you know, it could have been avoided easily. Most wrecks are because people are not paying attention. If you pay attention, you got a good chance of avoiding a wreck. Like I say on the video, it doesn't look near as bad as it felt like at the time. And a lot of that's because I use the Rexine dash cam V1 Generation 3, by the way. I'm going to do a whole new video about that dash cam because my original one I don't like. It's not very good. Anyway, it has a very long and wide angle lens. So things in front of the truck look like they're a lot further away than they really are. Not to mention, it's mounted high up in my windshield here above where I'm looking. So it's looking down on the road, so that also makes things look further away. But anyway, that's just part of our job out here. We're always trying to avoid wrecks and crashes and so forth, and luckily I've managed to do that most of my trucking career. Some guys don't, and I've got plenty of dash cam footage on a lot of my videos you've seen where there's plenty of truck flipped over videos and other things like that. You know, I try to give you everything I see out here, baby. Thank you. You know, the rest of this video is just kind of a load update thing and a couple of responses. Phil in New Mexico, he was the one who gave me the idea for doing the outside of the truck video, my previous video. And then somebody commented and said, well, you should have cleaned up the engine. I've been out here 4 weeks. I had some time. I thought I'd do the video. I'm sorry the engine wasn't clean. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't have a power washer with me, all right? So I did the best I could, you know? Anyway, and then he also suggested, since he saw on my truck the stickers that say leased to Turquoise Trucking. So he was asking what's the story with them. He said he went to their website, he saw the pictures of Bo and Rashad. Those are the 2 guys I work for, the main guys who run the company, and wanted some more information, so I thought I'd fill you in. Luckily, I stumbled across them in an ad on one of those, you know, you see them at truck stops, they have those brochures, little tiny cards, they have the little booklets with ads in them, you know, come drive for us, we're the best thing in the world, you know, blah, blah, blah. What always kills me is they always all say the same thing. You know, big money, big home time, you know, great benefits, blah, blah, blah. They all say that. So who's lying? Most of them, I'd say. I stumbled across a little ad for Turquoise Trucking and thought, well, that kind of looks interesting, because they had at the time, and I think they still offer it, a deal for owner-operators to come work with them. If you leased onto them, they would pay everything. All you had to pay was your fuel, and that's it. Everything else they paid for, and they gave you 75% of the load, and they took 25%. All right, that's a pretty good deal when they pay everything else. So that's how I started with them. And I told Rashad at the time, I said, yeah, don't get rid of these ads, because that's how I found you. And they're just leased, they're a little tiny company out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Rashad and Bo are both Turkish, great guys, best guys I ever worked for. Very honest, very truthful. If you're honest with them, they're honest with you. And they actually care about you. They back you up as a driver. They'll back you up to brokers. They'll back you up to shippers and receivers. I really thoroughly enjoy working for them. Been with them almost 3 years. I can't see going anywhere else. I did switch to a different plan they have, which is the 85-15 plan. You can do that whether or not you own your own trailer. I own my own trailer, so I don't have to pay the trailer lease fee through them. But then I get 85% of every load, they get 15%. I then have to pay, you know, the cargo insurance, IFTA, my plates, and all that broken down every week. It comes out to about $293 a week. I have to pay them, regardless of what I'm doing. And then I get 85% out of every load I do for them. Worked out really well for me. It's been very good for me. When COVID-19 slammed down and all the rates went in the toilet, obviously I was struggling for a while. Rates are finally coming back up. I'm doing pretty good again, so thank God for that. But Turquoise has been a great company. At the time I leased onto them, this was in November of 2017? Yeah, must have been then. They only had one company driver, all the rest were owner-operators. They had, I think they have about 10 or 12 company drivers now. So if you're just a company driver, give them a call. They might have a truck available. Like I say, real good guys to work for. If you're honest and hardworking and are not full of crap, then they're going to treat you that way, and they're going to treat you like a respectable driver and a person who should be respected if you treat them like they should be respected. And that's how it works, you know. They're good guys to work for, a little tiny company, but I've had nothing but good experiences with them. If you're an owner-operator and you're leased to somebody else and they're taking less or taking more than, you know, like I said, I'm doing 85-15. If they're only giving you 80, they're only giving you 75, they're only giving you 69%, give Turquoise a call and at least find out what it can do for you. They also have some other great people working for them. Matt, who used to be a broker, he's been on both sides, so he knows how to deal with those guys. Efron, another great guy, he booked the load I'm on right now. Another great guy. And they're available, and you can talk to them. And, you know, like I say, if you're an honest, hardworking guy, company driver or owner-operator, give Turquoise a shot. Give them a call. See what you can find out. And if you mention me, Clutch Trucker, then of course I get a little taste too if you do sign on with them. Okay, the reason I brought all that up is, yeah, Phil in New Mexico asked about that based on my last video. He saw those signs. So that's why I brought up Turquoise Trucking. So the rest of the video, I'm just going to talk about some of the loads. I've been all over the country lately, and here's what I'm doing. In my last video where I was showing you the outside of the truck and trailer, I was in New Jersey at the first of 3 pickups going to Chewy in the Indianapolis area. And that was for Thursday, the 30th of July. Today is the 31st. And like I say, I told the guys at Turquoise I want to get home into Cheyenne, Wyoming, so I can see my daughter now that she's been gone for 7 months, and see the rest of the family and have a couple of days off. I've now been out about 4 weeks again, making money, so I can now, I'd like to go home for a couple of days. And they found me a load that picked up in St. Elmo. Of course, my wife said, well, all I thought about is St. Elmo's Fire. Yeah, you know, if you're our age, you remember that movie from the 80s, right? And then it's delivering to a Sam's Club distribution center in Loveland, Colorado tomorrow morning at 8:45. And today being the 31st on Friday, right now I'm in Waukene, Kansas. So I'm going to finish the drive early tomorrow morning and then go home right after that. I tell you, I'm doing this for Redwood Logistics. The shipper yesterday held me up for 8 hours. My appointment was 1 p.m. I got there at 1 p.m. I didn't get out of there till 9. If I had known they were going to do that as soon as I got into the dock, I would have got undressed, got back in my bunk, and gone to sleep. To make this work, then, I had to show 8 there. I drove a little bit. I showed 2 later in Kingdom City, Missouri. Took a shower, and then drove, and then I was falling asleep because, of course, I didn't get much sleep earlier. Stopped, took a break for a couple hours, and then drove on over here to Waukene. So here I am now. I'm making it work. I had to do split sleeper berths to make it happen, but I want to be home to see the family. And but it's working, and it's going to be getting me there, and hopefully Sam's Club won't hold me up too long tomorrow. Oh, and do want to mention, because I'm an owner-operator and I'm trying to do as many things as I can on the truck myself, repair-wise, to save big money, because that's the only way to make it out here. My APU's been acting up. And APU is my auxiliary power unit that runs my air conditioning and heater in the truck while I'm parked, so I don't have to run the big engine, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. Anyway, I think the fan on the back of the cab, which if you look at my previous video with the outside tour of the truck, I show that fan up there over the condenser for the APU. It's been acting up, and so I think I need to replace that. So I got a replacement fan, which I'll show you right here at the MHC Kenworth / Carrier in Columbia, Missouri. And if I can get it out, here's what it looks like. See? So if you saw that previous video, you say, yeah, that looks like the one that was up on the back of their truck there. Yeah, there it is, baby. So it's just a big fan. It has a little cord coming off the side with a plug that'll go into the plug I have. I know I've had to replace the wire going to that previous fan a couple times. I hope I still have the plug on there. If not, I'm just going to have to hardwire it maybe the old school way. Thank you. Anyway, I'll be doing that over the weekend while I'm home. Saving the money. Save it wherever you can, baby. If I went to a carrier to do this, first they'd spend an hour diagnosing. They'd spend an hour replacing. The fan was $160. They'd charge me that. They'd charge me shop fees, blah, blah, blah. It would cost me $500. Buying it on my own, $160, and my own time, which I'm not charging myself for, I might end up saving huge money if this is the problem. I'm hoping so. Go for the cheap, try that first, right? So anyway, that's what's been going on. Getting home for a couple of days, so that'll be nice. Had some signs printed up. Hopefully they're ready for me when I get home to say watch Clutch Trucker channel on YouTube going to put those on the trailer. I had some made before that were just lettering, and I couldn't get them to work. So I've got actual physical signs I'm going to put on there. So hopefully they'll be home for me. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. As always, like, comment. I do get to your comments. Takes a day or two sometimes, but I do get to them. Ring that bell for notification. As always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch out.